Value lists are closed lists where predefined values can be used to construct conditions. A value list is mapped in the vocabulary to a particular SAP HANA runtime artifact, a table, view, analytic view, attribute view, or calculation view. This artifact contains the predefined values in each list. Value lists can be constructed from one of the data types of string, number, date, time, and timestamp. There are two types of value lists which can be employed. The first type contains a single column from one of the previously mentioned data types. In this example, I have a value list table which contains a numeric value column called credit rating. It has closed list values 0 through 5. The second type of value list includes an additional textual description column. In this example, I have a value list table that contains textual abbreviations for regions in the region ID value column. The second column of the table is the optional description column, which provides the full name of the region. Once I have created these tables in the database schema, I can represent them as value lists in my vocabulary. At this current time, SAP HRF Framework modeling tools cannot be used to create value lists, so I need to open the vocabulary in a text editor and add the value lists as JSON code. At the bottom of the vocabulary file, you can see declarations of the two value lists I wish to provide. The mapping info section of the credit rating VL definition identifies the name and location of the value list artifact. It also specifies the column of the table that provides the closed list values. The business data type and data type definitions specify the value column is numeric and of type integer. The regions VL value list is very similar to the one I have just described. This time both the value column and the description column need to be provided. And the value column is declared as a string of type nvarchar, length 100. Having declared the SAP HANA credit rating and region tables as the source of my value lists, I will now need to change the relevant data object attribute declarations so that the attributes can make use of the closed lists when building rule conditions. I can do this by making simple changes to the original attribute definitions where they appear in the vocabulary resource. Once I have located the credit rating attribute, I can delete all attribute definitions other than name, description, and data mapping. I can then add the single definition for value list, which links the attribute to my value list declaration at the end of the vocabulary, so that I can reference the SAP HANA value list table. I will set up the credit rating attribute to the value list credit rating VL. I will do the same with the region attribute for the value list regions VL. After adding the value lists, I can save and activate the vocabulary. I will now move to the HRF web application. I have already created a draft rule for the purposes of this lesson called value list. I've provided the rule with a short description, but other than that, the rule is empty. Next, I will create my rule condition and use the autocomplete function in the HRF Rule Builder UI control to help me construct it. The Rule Builder recognizes region of the customer as an attribute that is associated with a value list. Therefore, when I request a value comparison operator, such as is equal to, autocomplete prompts me to select a value from a list, and I can choose one of the region descriptions that I created in my value list. I can associate value lists with other comparison operators, such as is not equal to, is less than, is greater than, and is between. To demonstrate this, I will add value list selections against the comparison operator exists in by entering the following statements. Finally, I will complete my condition statement using the numeric value list credit rating. The whole condition now restricts rule determination to only those customers from the specified regions that have a credit rating higher than 3. As I have shown, value description lists are displayed by the description field in the Rule Builder UI control autocomplete. However, HRF analysis and rule determinations are based on the actual value of the list item. Care has to be taken using comparison operators such as less than, greater than, and is between, as these rely on the actual value field being sorted numerically or alphabetically. Unexpected outcomes can occur if you have an expectation that the output will be derived from an alphabetical sort of the description field instead of the value field, as these can differ. More explanation and examples on this subject can be found in the value list section of the SAP HRF Rule Expression Language Guide. Thank you for viewing this lesson. I hope it has been useful to you. Please look out for the next lesson we have planned for this series that will be an introduction to SAP HRF rules.